Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Underdressed as ever.
I said, Mr. T, eat your heart out. You
Yes,
know?
yes. Terrific outfit. How would you describe it for people listening to us on radio?
I think if I came on stage crawling and going, meow, 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 I think they would get an idea. I'd say I'm on all fours,
Right.
you know, and this is the sound. It's a bit sleek, cat-like.
Right. Very much the story of your life, actually, yes. You're touring the country at the moment,
Yes.
on your tour. When did you decide to be this exotic figure, Grace Jones, this androgynous, macho, attractive? When did you decide to be larger than life?
When did I decide to be myself, really?
Yeah.
I think that's what
is
it comes
this-
down to.
Yeah.
Yes, my family was very religious, a very strict Jamaican family, you know, with a very English colonial type of upbringing and school and all of that. And I realized after I left home that I was not myself. That was not me. I was living their life, what they wanted. And I wanted to discover first about life and then decide what I wanted from life, what made me happy, what was easy for me.
And so when you set out, were you just reacting, as you said, you had a strict childhood, spare the rod, spoil the child, etc.,
Yes.
etc., all that, and at the same time they were religious. Is the whole rest of your life, do you think, just been a rebellion against your childhood?
No, it's funny because I use a lot of the things I learned in my childhood, I actually use on stage. I mean, a lot of the androgyny, for example. It's funny because I thought I hated my step-grandfather, you know, and it's funny because my whole stage act, I am actually doing him.
Yeah.
So it's as if I turned it around, you know, and found that I was playing him, his strictness, that icy, that coldness, that if a look could kill kind of thing. And I was playing him. And it's funny that I chose to play him rather than my grandmother, who was so sweet. Totally the opposite, and I chose to show that side.
But were you playing him, the strict guy, the strict stepfather, or were you partially reacting
Rebelling?
against him in the sense of trying to be both male and female? Were you trying to make male-female roles different to what most of us understand them as?
Well, I think that I was so frightened of that male domination as a little girl that I just set out to be more male than the male. I thought I would be my own father, my own lover, my own, you know, I would be all those things in a man that I didn't get from a man.
Right.
You know? Does that make sense?
It makes good sense. You wanted to be self-sufficient.
Yes. And I found that being too self-sufficient also was not good for the female side. Because then I was always wearing the pants on all my relationships, you know. No, don't laugh. It's true.
And I mean, therefore, when you have to fulfill a purely female role, like as a mother, for instance, Paolo's
Yes.
how old?
Paula is 10 now.
10 now. I mean,
Yes.
that's a female. What sort of a mother are you?
Oh, I am like an Auntie Mame kind of a mother. I think if I were to do Auntie Mame, the version, you know, I mean, I think it would be, that's what his father told me. He said, well, Grace, I've heard you and Paulo, you had him on stage and he was dancing with you. And look at you. I showed him a picture with an outfit from Gaultier that I wore on TV, and it had my whole ass was exposed, you know. And he said, this is the mother of my child. And he was outraged, but then he had a grin, you know, and he thought, well, it actually did look good, and as an artist point of view. And he said, no, you really, I guess you're the Auntie Mame. You're the modern day Auntie Mame, you know.
And so, are you strict yourself as a parent, or are you
It's
deliberately
hard for
not
me to be
strict?
strict. I'm the opposite. I've never hit him. I can't yell at him. You know, it takes me an hour just to get him into bed. Like, come on, honey. You know, come on. It's a scene, and he goes, and I'm there, you know, and it's like, oh God, I wish I could just say, get up now.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you only do that on stage.
Only on
Stage. Only with audiences.
It's
not
funny,
with
isn't
not
it?
with an audience of one.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that That other side, I think now is finally, I have confidence in it. I no longer consider softness to be a weakness. I think that was the problem. I thought being soft and sweet was a weakness. So I decided I didn't want that side. But now I find that actually it's quite powerful to be feminine. I think it's women are realizing that more than ever. That whole thing about woman's lib, I think there's a moment where it works, but then there's another moment where you have to go, meow, you know, and kind of seduce in a different, in a feminine way. And I'm enjoying that now.